and get them done in 30 minutes. So welcome to the first bootcamp call. Thanks so much for joining. So the outcome I want to start with on this Go to Executive Bootcamp, I know the three of you actually know what executive is, but some of the new team members may not. And so I just want to make sure that everyone has the tools they need to answer questions when someone asks them what they're doing, or when you want to share with someone about Isagenix. And I know you three already know that very well, hence why you're on this call already, because you're going to executive or you've already reached it. And I want to make sure too that our teams are equipped to reach their goals with Isagenix on the referral side and also the business side. I want to also equip them and you to be able to share the referral and business opportunity with someone if they ask about it, or just because you want to share with them, right? Because we know lots of people who are entrepreneurs and really could benefit from the financial side of Isagenix. So those are my outcomes for this 4 or 5 day boot camp are those three things. So if you guys want to add anything, or if there's anything that you want to also discuss, I know I was talking with one associate today, and there were some other things that we might get into if we have time later in the week. So, and then I want to start off first with your homework. So it's going to be nice and light for the first day. But I would like for you to post in the Go to Executive group your name, where you're from, and if you knew you would not fail, what would you like to happen with Isagenix in your business? So that's the homework for tonight. And then you're just going to post that in the Facebook group, Go to Executive. There's going to be some prizes. The first contest, and I'll have this, printed out or posted in the group so you don't have to necessarily remember all of this or write it all down. But this is going to go until the 11th, which is Sunday. So you will get 5 points for these things. So doing a product training call. And for Jessica and Stephanie, you can count doing one with one of your associates as a product training call with them. You can count it for yourself. Or if you do one on your own with me. So 2 different ways there. So you might think about doing them with them first, and then you and I can do them. And then the next thing is for 5 points, a business Zoom. So talking to someone, obviously it is an involved product, but then talking to them mostly about the business side of things, and that's a Zoom. And then 5 points for that one, each one you do. And then when you have 10 guests, when you have guests on the video chat, I'm going to do a video chat on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock that will go through the product, and at the end we'll go through the business side and referral side of Isagenix. For every guest you have on, you'll get 5 points for that. And then if you post and fit happy life, like a content post, like I sometimes will do like a content post, but I will also welcome someone in, so that would count too. You're welcome someone, but maybe you add a picture or you add some type of content, that would be 5 points. If you just add someone and say, please welcome Josie, then that doesn't count for the content post. But if you added some type of content, which you guys know what content is for social media, then that would count as 5 points. So every time you do that, it's 5 points. And then a curiosity post on your Facebook wall, that would be 5 points as well, for each one. All right, so the person with the highest points at the end of that contest, which is on Sunday, the 11th, you're going to email me, or I guess text me or Facebook message me your points. And then the highest point winner will win a t-shirt that says Unstoppable on it. So I'll post a picture of what the t-shirt looks like, but it could be it's gender neutral. It's not a female or a male. It could be used for unisex, I guess you would call it. And so that's for the high point winner. And then if you were to have 10 guests on the video chat on Saturday, you could have your choice at a pop socket, which is like a thing you put on the back of your phone. And I know some of you may already have them. Or the book, The Magic. So the Book the Magic or a pop socket, you get your choice if you have 10 guests on the video chat on Saturday. So that video chat's going to be at 9 o'clock. It'll be the same Zoom. Let me just write that down so I don't forget. Any questions about that contest so far?
No.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so tonight's call is going to be more about your why. And I know we all talk about our whys, and the two of you have probably honestly talked about your whys. You probably already know why you're doing isogenics and what you want, what you would like to see happen. But this was in the 90-day action plan. You can get that from going to Isogenics Business. I'm just going to share my screen real quick and show you where it's at. You go to isogenicsbusiness.com. The first landing page here will have a 90-day action plan. So you just click on it. It's real easy to find. So coming from that 90-day action plan, stop sharing my screen here. It talks about getting clear on your why. So you can break through unexpected obstacles and guide you in prioritizing your time, your focus, and your talents. And I know I saw a post the other day, someone posted that talked about, you know, people say sometimes you're going through mountains or you're climbing mountains to get to where you want to go. Or maybe it's a bumpy road, right? So there's rocks in the road, there's a windy road. But then sometimes maybe it looks like, depends on how you look at it, you could actually have stepping stones. So maybe it's rocks in the water, and those could be seen as, you know, maybe obstacles, but if you actually use them and step on them, they could be stepping stones to help you get to where you want to go. So maybe to help clarify your why, think about what changes would you make to feel completely satisfied and fulfilled in your life? If you can improve your life, your lifestyle, what would it take? What would it look like? You know, the millionaires talk about, and different people who are successful in achieving their goals talk about literally visualizing and thinking about what it would smell like, what it would feel like, who would be around them, that type of thing. What excites you and what are you passionate about? If you designed your life, what would it look like? What would it feel like? If you had all the means necessary, where would you make the biggest impact? And could be your family, your health, and your income, etc. What would it look like and feel like to live that life? So I know for me, like when I was wanting to stay home with Madison, I was literally journaling about what that would be like every day. I was, you know, saying I wanted to wake up in the morning and not be rushed to go anywhere. I wanted to wake up, put my feet on the floor, be able to do gratitudes, be able to drink my shake, be able to pray, be able to do things, and be able to do my workouts when I wanted to, be able to stay home with her, have playtime, enjoy the day, and not be rushing to work. So those are the things like I thought about ahead of time, and then obviously they happen. So think about for you what that is for you. And when you're envisioning your why, think about a transformation goal. So that could be a body transformation, that could be an energy transformation, but a transformation goal. So what does it look like and how does it feel to achieve this goal? Maybe it's to win the Ice Body Challenge. What's it like when you win the Ice Body Challenge and you're on stage and you're getting all the recognition and you have your photo shoot and all of that? What does that feel like? And then a financial goal. What does it look like and how does it feel to achieve this goal? Maybe it's to pay off debt. Maybe it's to pay for your products. Maybe it's to take a vacation every year and not have to think about how much it costs. Dave MacArthur was just here in Kansas City and he was talking about that he'll hear people say, well, oh, only rich people talk about money. But he's like, actually, when we were poor, that's when we thought about money the most. He's like, we don't even think about money now because we just do what we want to when we want to. And we don't have to think about how much it costs. And I think that's definitely true. Like when you're struggling, like you definitely think about money more. The next thing is a contribution goal. You know, so maybe you're giving back in the community, giving back to your team. What does it look like and how does it feel to achieve this goal? And then for your team goal, what does it look like and how does it feel to achieve this goal? And then if you see on the page, they actually have like achieved by dates on them as well. And then it talks about a personal mission statement. So what is important to you? What and whom do you value? How is your life connected to those things? Where do you want to go spiritually, mentally, physically, with your career, with your family? What does your best scenario look like? How do you want to act? How do you want people to describe you? I've thought about this a lot. So I've been in a class at church called Unique, and it talks about your tombstone tweet. So like your headstone, your tombstone, and what people will say about you when you're gone. And so what do you want your life, say if you're at the end of your life, what do you want your life to have looked like? If you could go right now and start writing that story, you have the ability to do that, right? Because we're all still here. And so think about the things that you want in your life and that you want people to say about you, or that you want your life to mean. Just think about those things. And, I know for me, like when I started really thinking about it, I knew for me, I didn't want to go spend 45 minutes on the road each day, 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back. I wanted to be home and do those things. So just think about like where you are and where you want to be. And then what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Imagine the world 100 years from now. What does the impact look like that you've left behind? So that's pretty powerful, 100 years from now. And then it's got a place for you to write your personal mission statement. So I would encourage you to all go through this. I got this at New Year's kickoff, and as you can see, it's still blank. Usually at New Year's kickoff and celebration, they'll actually give us time to fill those out during the meeting. But this time the agenda was pretty heavy, and so they didn't have time for us to do that. So think about those things, and then I'm going to fill it out. You're going to fill it out. And then that's our homework for tonight. And something I want to talk about with your why. So, what is driving you? When you get still, when you get quiet, really think about it. Because I think sometimes, like, if the TV's on, if you've got a million things in the background, it's really hard to focus on that. And sometimes when you're quiet, when it's completely quiet in the room, or you're maybe meditating or something like that, things will come to you, right? Ideas will come to you. And these are the things that drive you to get up early. They drive you to maybe stay up late. It's not necessarily how. You're not going to know how you're going to do it, right? Like, for instance, if you want to be an Isogenics millionaire, you're not going to know exactly how. But if you start putting those things on paper and saying what you want and what you're declaring in your life, I have a 3x5 card that I read every morning, and it says what I want to be the next level. And then it says what I want to, like, my growth level is. So I have on there, I want to be a 2-star, golden circle, 2-star executive. And then after that, I have further down that I want to achieve 8-star, golden circle, and 8-star executive. So like I'm thinking further out too, but I'm also doing what is my next goal. So if you're right now an associate, and next thing would be consultant. And then after that is manager, and then director, and then executive, and then 1-star, 2-star, 4 to all the way 8 and higher, right? So that would be kind of what you're putting down as what is the next step for you. And putting those down and declaring those every day. So I'm going to have on my note card that I am an amazing mom, that I am an amazing wife, I'm an amazing leader, I am a successful business owner, and leader in my company. So just think about the things that you want every day to have in your mind, because what you feed it grows, right? I think Gail posted that today on our Fit Happy Life group. And so if you're really struggling with the ups and the downs, because this business can be like a PMS roller coaster sometimes. But if you control your mind, and I've been working on this more, and I've been noticing that I'm not having the big ups and the big downs with my mind and with my emotions, right? It's a lot, I guess, the shorter curves, the shorter hills. And so, I think a lot of that has to do with doing gratitudes every day. The book, The Magic, like reading that made a huge difference on my business and my life and my happiness and anxiety and all of that. And then I noticed too, like what you think about, you bring about. So if you're focused on negativity and problems, then you're going to get negativity and problems. If you're focused on positivity and empowering and, you know, all the positive stuff, then that's what's going to come in your life. And yes, there does come negative, but you're able to, you know what, turn it around and keep moving forward. So like today, for instance, I got a message from a girlfriend who said she was in the hospital. She's not going to be able to use Isogenics anymore. So like for a brief second, like I started thinking about all the negative. And then I was like, wait, hold on. Like, I know these products are great and they're wonderful. And she obviously has some other issues going on. But I believe in the products. I use the products, and what she does does not affect me, right? And I'm not going to give that energy to that. So definitely think about that.
Jess,
Yeah.
I missed, I didn't miss, but I didn't actually get a second to write down what it was that the homework was to post on the Go to Executive page.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, you bet.
Or go to direct, whatever it was you said, don't you?
Yeah, so you're gonna post your name, where you're from, and if you knew you would not fail, what would you like to happen?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and that's not just for like this week, right? It's for, you know, like your Isogenics, why, your goal, whatever it is. Like that can be, you know, whatever that is for you. I don't want to project anything onto you. Whatever you want.
Sure.
And, you know, obviously, sometimes I think we will hold in what we want because of how we think others will see us or how others will, what they'll say or whatever. But this is a private group, so I know, like with you and Jess, like you guys are really good at saying and declaring what you want. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So if you can dream it and you can think it, then you can do it, right? It's Walt Disney. So yeah, and we're all creators and leaders, entrepreneurs. You know, so when you have audacious dreams and goals, you know, like God is giving that to you, right? Like there's a reason why you have that in your mind and why you want that. He wants to help you get that. So like definitely keep going, you know, speak into it, be it, you know, start thinking about it. And then just think about the actions that you need to take. So we'll be going through this boot camp, and some of these things you guys have already heard, but then some of them may be reminders of the things that even after 3.5 years, I need to do myself, and will be good for all of us. So.
Gotcha.
Yep. Let's see here. Was there anything else? So something that really has helped me too with my why is digging deeper. So sometimes you'll say like, what is your why? And I remember like when Madison was born, I was like, Madison's my why. But then it was like, but why is she your why? Like, what do you want in your life, right? What do you want the life to look like with her? You know, when I was thinking about when I was single, you know, what did that person look like? What qualities do they have? You know, is it, you know, for me, I actually wrote down the 10 qualities I wanted in a husband, believe it or not, just like we write down the 10 qualities we want in a business person to come into our business. And we find those people start showing up. I even wrote down those things for what I wanted in a husband, because the wrong people were showing up in my life at that time. And so I was like, I need to change this quick. So I was reading a book. I don't remember what it was even called now. But it was talking about like just writing down the things that you actually wanted. And so, and I think that's so true. Like I find myself like, even when we went to New Year's kickoff, like I wrote down the 10 qualities that I wanted in the people that are coming into my business, right? And it's so crazy how like they're showing up. I mean, I made a post the other day and someone just, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but there was a guy, Joshua Hartley, that liked it. I haven't talked to him. I didn't think about him before. But he's somebody who like is always like fit, is into karate and jujitsu and stuff like that. He's a police officer. And so I just reached out to him and just said, hey, like I'm working on a project for my business. Like, do you have a couple minutes? And so I just shared Isogenics with him and just said, hey, I'm looking for people to join my business. Who do you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, I go to a gym and it's, locally owned. Maybe they, would want to listen. So you just never know, like, who and what, like, you may have not have thought of before. I downloaded my Facebook friends list. I downloaded my LinkedIn contact list, and I had done some of this before, but I just did it again because you forget to add people to that list again, right? Like, I've added so many people on my Facebook group list or friends in the last year. Like, obviously I needed to update that list. And so, I'm just trying to be intentional with that. I also think about groups I can be in on Facebook. Like there's one that's called Bad Moms of Johnson County. And you can post your business stuff in there. So I'm in that group. So think, is there something in your community or your area that you can post in about your business or your opportunity? I saw a girl the other day post, if you could work out, eat healthy, and make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, would you be interested? Well, that was a post I did like a year or two ago. I don't know why I haven't done that post again recently. I mean, because it worked. People were interested. And it's obviously asking people who want to do the business with you.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a great segue, great post. So yeah, that's pretty much it on your why. And I think the big thing is digging deeper, because when, they say amateurs and champions keep pushing through and amateurs just stop. You could see like with the Super Bowl, right? Like it took a lot of pushing through, when it was getting hard for the teams to win to get to the Super Bowl. But the two teams that made it, like, obviously there was a reason for it, right? I mean, one team lost, one team won, but to me, like, they're still champions because they made it to the Super Bowl. So, like, when you think about your business just pushing through, and when you get down to a deeper why, then it's going to drive you, and it's going to change, like, it's going to evolve, right? So, for me, like, it's evolved because I wanted to stay at home. Now I'm at home. So now my why needs to change a little bit, or I'm just going to sit on my butt all day and do nothing, right? Like, it's not going to continue to motivate me. So you're going to get, so get to the point where you're not comfortable and you're still pushing through and continuously reaching out to people and all of that. So, yep. Okay. So you've got your homework. You know that there's a call on Saturday at 9:00. I've got a flyer for that too I can send you. And then you know what the contest is. I'll post the details on that in the group along with this video so you can watch it again later if you have questions.